By star and stone, by the power of the land, within and without, by all that is fair and free. Croeso, welcome to the rite and celebration of Imbolc in the grove of Ynys Oeth, with Wight Druids and Wake the Wight. Together we stand, with the earth beneath us, with the sky above us, with the sea all around us. Blessed be. So, with each of us now fully present in the moment, we move into the rite and celebration of Imbolc. Imbolc, also known as Candlemas, is a time of the quickening of the year, with the first fetal stirrings of spring in the womb of Mother Earth. In Wales, this time is known as Gwyl Fair, a Canwyllai, or Mary's Feast of the Candles. Now the first shoots and the appearance of the snowdrop herald the fire of spring to come, a rejuvenating spring that will occur not only in the outer world of nature, but also within our hearts. Hail, bridged, bright one, the light bringer, she of the sacred fire, the fertile earth, patron lady of smithcraft, of poetry and of healing. It is with bright hearts that we welcome your return to this land. Hail, Nerthus, terra mater, first lady of fertility, she of celebration and of peace. We welcome you to this first awakening of spring with joy in our hearts. Heddwch yma. Is there peace here? Oes heddwch. Yes, there is peace here. Lord and Lady, we ask for your blessings on this our rite and celebration of Imbolc in the grove of Ynys Oeth. Spirit of our circle, spirits of this place, we ask for your blessings, guidance, and inspiration in all that we do here, and as above, so below, as within, so without. And now I ask you to join me in the Druid prayer for peace, for without peace no work can be done. Deep within the still center of my being, may I find peace. Silently within the quiet of the grove, may I share peace. Gently within the greater circle of humankind, may I radiate peace.
Motan wesan flios in set north.
May there be peace in the north.
Motan wesan flios in set south.
May there be peace in the south.
Motan wesan flios in set west.
May there be peace in the west.
Motan wesan flios in set est.
May there be peace in the east.
Motan wesan flios gion theet eorth.
May there be peace throughout the whole world. Owen, power of inspiration, attend to us. Voice of the fire of wisdom, voice of the well of inspiration, come into our hearts. Make us aware of every good or ill. O bridged, guide our right in the way of truth. We ask you to make our hearts clear within us. When power of inspiration in this sacred place. When power of inspiration at this sacred time. And now we cast the circle with the stang or staff clockwise from the northeast. Let all disturbing thoughts be set aside. The circle of our horizon, of our lives and lands, of time and of the year, of seasons and of goodness, of birth and of growing, of dying and of rebirth. And so the circle of love and protection is cast. This is sacred time. This is sacred space. Let us all be fully present here and now. Now we call upon the spirits of the four directions for their blessings on our rites. East, with the blessing of the hawk of dawn soaring in the clear, pure sky, I call upon the spirits of the east and of air. Hail and welcome. South, with the blessing of the great stag and the heat of the chase, and the inner fire of the sun, I call upon the spirits of the south and of fire. Hail and welcome. West, with the blessing of the salmon of wisdom who dwells within the sacred waters of the pool, I call upon the spirits of the west and of water. Hail and welcome. North, with the blessing of the great bear of the starry heavens and the deep and fruitful earth, I call upon the spirits of the north and of earth. Hail and welcome. Feel the energy of the earth flowing up into you. Feel the energy of the sky flowing down into you. Feel truly centered in the space between. May the harmony of the lands be complete. Within this circle, and in the apparent world, I declare the opening of this ceremony of Imbolc. Its symbol is the snowdrop, sacred symbol of the goddess, that blooms bright in the snow. As the new seed of the year's light begins to grow, we arrive at this February gateway for the first of the 3 festivals of spring, which celebrates the return of the goddess to the land. The goddess of the new light was often known as Bridget, Bridged, or Bride, and was associated with sacred fire, with the fertility of the earth, with poetry, with healing, and the hearth, and with the art of smithing, or working metals. Fertility, as well as peace and celebration, were also associations of Nerthus, identified by Tacitus in the 1st century of the Common Era as the earliest known Earth Mother. Imbolc, which is also known as Oimelc, is said to refer to the milk of the ewes giving birth to the first lambs of the year. This was a crucial source of nourishment for our Celtic ancestors, as the stores from last year's harvest were now near to exhaustion. This may often be a harsh month weather-wise, but the long-hoped-for signs of spring are already with us. The first signs of new life stirring. The first lambs are beginning to appear. The snowdrops are here, and the first buds and shoots are beginning to show, where all seem bleak and desolate through the long dark days of winter. Imbolc is a fire festival, but with the emphasis on light, celebrating its return as days grow longer with the return of the sun. The emphasis is also on water, as without water there can be no life. Water is, of course, a female element. Imbolc is therefore about the mother and new life, of light and water, and we place in our circle a candle and water to represent this, the light of new life emerging from the feminine waters of the womb. Lady, the snowdrops have pushed their way through the cold, wet earth, and we dream of your return. Come back to us, lady, and bring the spring. The birds are ready to return from their winter homes, and the trees are waiting to bring forth new leaves. Come back to us, lady, and bring the spring. The plants which were harvested and returned to you in the earth are close to renewal. Come back to us, lady, and bring the spring. On this day we remember the goddess of winter, the Caliph, the crone whose time is passing. Now we await the return of the maiden. Now at this point we light our candle. Bridget has returned with the sacred flame. This is a time of rebirth and fertility, and the earth grows full of life. Welcome, Bridget, gentle maiden, bathed in the white milk of nurturing. The fire of spirit shines through your eyes. Bless us with the breath of life. Welcome, Bridget, Queen of the South, whose inner fire touches the sun. May the radiant warmth of your love be felt in our hearts. Bless us with your inspiration. Welcome, Bridget, seer and guide. Lead us safely through the sacred maze to the center of the spiral. Let the light of the young one bless us with healing. In the name of all those who greet you this day, I bid you welcome, O Lady Bridge. Bless us the maiden. Hail Bridge the mother, whose womb now nurtures the growing light of spring and the rich full promise of summer. And may our own lives now reflect the bountiful gifts of Bridget, as we feel her maiden's healing touch soothe away our dark winter's woes, and as we feel the mother's milk of nurturing flow through us, renewing us for the brighter and brighter times ahead. May we feel the vibrant, youthful energies of the maiden, bursting up through leaf and sap, coursing and flowing renewed through our veins, our muscles, and our nerves, and into the new lives we step into through this gateway to the light, and into the next turn of the wheel of the year. And thus I offer this prayer for Imbolc. Lady of the waters, Lady of the flames, Lady of the winds, bright Lady of the turning earth, Lady of the earth reborn, maiden and mother, sweet bringer of life, Lady, you bless our thoughts, Lady, you bless our speech, Lady, you bless our feelings, Lady, you bless our desires, Lady, you bless our lives. The light grows strong once more in the land. Under the hard earth the pulse of life quickens. Feel the earth beneath you, the heartbeat of the waking. Mother Nerthus, may we share in the great cycle of rebirth and blossom with new life and creativity. Goddess of the rebirth, we thank you for your presence in our circle and ask you to be near us while we're apart. Let your warmth revive us, your love support us, and your passion inspire us all. At this point, we usually celebrate in the time-honoured way by sharing between us and our ancestors a little bread and mead. Yes, the Druid fluid. Our traditional gift from the last harvest in promise of the next. Take a nibble of bread and a sip of mead and save a little of each to offer to the earth later. May you never hunger and may you never thirst. We thank the Mother Goddess and the fruitful earth for all your gifts that have seen us through the bitter winter months. Urse, 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 Jordan modor, blets des that, On this bear, swawit when nawa, hunger na thirst. Say, Earth Mother, bless this bread and this mead, so we may never hunger or thirst. Pour the mead, raise the cup, drink your share of wisdom deep. Strength and love now fill us up, as the elder ways we keep. As this is the point of the celebration for sharing, we call the Eisteddfod, we would normally ask anyone with anything they would like to share in this space, a poem, a reading, a song, for example, to step forward and make their offering. Not so easy in a podcast. So this time I'll simply make an offering to all for this celebration. This is called At Bridget's Well, and it's by Dalrian Ní Gheofa. It's an unusual offering, but really quite powerful. It's also quite self-explanatory.
When rain fell on the path of stone, one by one, we appeared alone. Each of us wore a different face, but we were all the same. Drawn by ache to lift green latches, drawn by want to walk the dark passage, past paper stairs, we knelt and wept. We who fed the well in rivulets, whose plunged wrists trembled with vessels of blue violets. We each spoke a spell of stone, and in her gloom heard prayers turn poems. Ask her, breathe, what will become of us? Listen, liquid, the syllables, the echo, luminous.
And now it's over to Jan for her contribution on behalf of Wight. Jan?
Hello Victorians, welcome everyone to the new podcast of 2022 as we head towards the wonderful Imbolc, where the first signs of spring start to appear with the beautiful snowdrop, and I shall be dedicating much of this podcast to the snowdrop and places on the island where it's found, and also to other glorious parts of landscape. So I invite you to join me and hope that you enjoy the images of the sacred Isle of Wight. I have found over the past 2 years being shielded and spending a lot of time meditating inside. It gives me absolute great pleasure to escape in my mind and imagination to all the beautiful places on the island that I shall be visiting again, hopefully this year in the summer when the sun shines. So join me in the walk around the island until we come to the wonderful snowdrop. Magical, magical little flower that it is. In the creation of the special snowdrop essence, I always go to a very, very special place, the church in Newchurch, sitting on top of the hill, with the morning sunshine cascading down into a churchyard. Where among all of the graves of our past, there are clusters and clusters of beautiful snowdrops everywhere. And this is where I collect the snowdrop to take to Old Black Gang, to the Mother's Mound, as I call her. And there, on very, very cold mornings, the snowdrop essence is laid and left for the ancestors and all the ancient one to come and put their healing and their wisdom into the snowdrop essence. I made the snowdrop essence, the first one, magical place, at dawn, in February, at Imbolc, in the cold, that snowdrop essence was laid. It was when I came back from travelling around the world, building stone circles, bringing different peoples together in peace. When I came back to the island, it was then that I felt the ancestor walking with me. The first time that she ever spoke, in fact the only time she spoke, was when I began making tree essences up at what I call the Mother's Mound at Old Black Gang. My ancestor spoke to me while the snowdrop essence was being created, and those words will remain with me. For every drop of this mother's milk is a drop of my wisdom. At Brading Marsh is the River Yar, an ancient river that is quite narrow and small now, but in our ancestors' times was large and bustling with traffic a bustling port at Brading where ships stopped to deliver goods from the continent and beyond. But back then it was so wide that it cut the island in two, so there was the Isle of Wight and the Isle of Yar. And back then there were hostilities between the two tribes, of the Wictwara and of the Regni, and it was brought to an impasse. So the priests of Wight and the priests of Yar chose two warriors to fight to stop the hostilities, whoever would be the winner of this battle. And it took place by the river Yar. There was magic brought in, and the staves held magical powers. And as they fought, they could see that the warrior from Yar was being defeated, and his staff broke. And out of his staff came beautiful blue light, and they became the blue dragonflies of the river Yar. You can see them to this day. I have made an essence of those dragonflies. And because the warrior of Wight won, Wickland came into being. I have called the tree essences of the island Wictyar, after that ancient legend, and along with them I discovered a really unique and precious crystal. It's a quartz crystal, and it is found on several beaches that I have walked, and it is called the Island Diamond because it is shaped like a diamond, and our island has been called the Diamond Isle. So these unique features that belong to the island are very, very special. The ancient trees on the island are magical, and one of the ones most visited and revered is what I have renamed Nerthos Oak at Brystone. She straddles the water and wants us to feel and be with her. Because she has not gone up to the heavens, she wants to be near Nerthos. And there have been many times there that we have gathered and met, meditated, and hearing her heartbeat for such an ancient tree is truly wonderful. One of my favourite places to visit is a very secret place called Braley Falls, and it hides amongst the trees the most beautiful waterfall that has remained constant for decade upon decade. The water that trickles from there has very strong spirit presence, and I can feel them, and on one occasion I saw them, a spirit orb. And very close to there, as we walked among the trees, coming across and sitting by and meditating, was a beautiful, beautiful pool that I call Nerthos Pool. It features in the first book, the Wictwara, which does look into the deep spirituality of the Wictwara. In honor of our goddess, I would like to offer you various wonderful poems about Snowdrop, the first flower. And of course, the first one simply has to be Alfred Lord Tennyson, bless his cotton socks. The Snowdrop. Many, many welcomes, February fair maid, ever as of old time, solitary firstling, coming in the cold time, prophet of the gay time, prophet of the May time, prophet of the roses, many, many welcomes, February fair maid. And now a very short poem, The Snowdrop by Nessie Gell. A fresh new snowdrop greeted me amongst the leaves beneath the tree. That delicate and tiny flower braves frost and rain and snowy shower to tell us spring is nigh. My garden soon will bloom again in summer sunshine and gentle rain, with pansies, roses, hollyhocks, but none can bring such joy to me as that tiny little snowdrop 'neath my tree. And this beautiful one from Angela's poems. Good morning, little snowdrop. As winter fades above you, your crown pokes through the ground. You tentatively peep and take a regal look around. Good morning, little snowdrop, so full of hope and grace. How wonderful to welcome your gentle smiling face. You stretch to reach the sunlight with a gracious sylph-like yawn. Your confidence is growing, hope of spring begins to dawn. Good afternoon, young snowdrop, so full of peace and love. How wonderful to welcome you to the world above. The snow has disappeared, and winter turns and leaves. Your wayfair world reveals your long and slender sleeves. Good day, my little snowdrop, so delicate and fine. How wonderful to welcome you into this heart of mine. You sway in celebration on tiptoes in the breeze. The weather has a delicate and sudden tiny sneeze. Good evening, humble snowdrop, I'm so pleased that you're here. You bring a breath of life to the beginning of the year. And lastly, a really lovely poem by Annie Matheson. Where are the snowdrops? Where are the snowdrops, said the sun. Dead, said the frost, buried and lost, everyone. A foolish answer, said the sun. They did not die, asleep they lie, everyone. And I will awake them, I, the sun. Into the light, all clad in white, everyone. It's rather dark in the earth today, said one little bulb to its brother. But I thought that I felt a sunbeam's ray. We must strive and grow till we find our way, and they nestle close to each other. They struggled and strived by day and by night, till two little snowdrops in green and white rose out of the darkness and into the light, and softly kissed one another. And lastly, I would like to offer a ritual magic that we can all do in honour of the snowdrop, and it's Snowdrop Magic by Rowan Morgana. The beautiful snowdrop heralds the coming of spring, and when its flowers open wide in the winter sun after months under the ground, is symbolic of eternal life, triumph over adversity, eternal life, spiritual initiation, hope, consolation, and strength. Your house can be ritually purified by carrying a bouquet of snowdrops from room to room. This type of purification is called the Wight cleansing, and it is best performed on Imbolc morning. To you all, I wish you a beautiful and happy Imbolc. Bletsunga Bayote, bright blessings.
May the harmony of the lands be complete. With the stang we now uncast the circle, anti-clockwise. As the circle is uncast, I offer this prayer for all. May our hearts be gentle, our minds still and open, our spirits unshackled, our awareness keen, our consciences clear, our nature giving. May we be a healing energy. May we be of benefit to all. May our lives enrich others. May we know right from wrong. And may we live in harmony with our Mother Earth and the natural world. May the blessings of our Lord and Lady be with us always. I declare this rite and celebration of Imbolc in the grove of Ynys Oeth, closed in the apparent world. May its inspiration live on within our beings. Bob bendith at Cariadon, love and every blessing of Imbolc. And thank you so much for sharing with us.